Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Neva and this is my cozy corner of the internet, and today we're going to be doing our weekly whip and chat. So first, let's talk about the kit that I'm working on today. I started this last Saturday, so I'm filming this on Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to those who celebrate. It is American Thanksgiving, and this is the kit that I'm going to be working on. This is my first Jingle Drills kit of the season, my first Christmas kit of the season. I only really do Christmas kits during Jingle Drills, so Jingle Drills started on November 15th. I started this on November 21st. I had to wait for my kits to get here, and then I have one more kit that I will work on until December 31st, which that one, I started this one first because it's for Ari, first of all, but also because it is more Christmas than the other one. The other one is Christmas Candy Shop by Mrs. Butter D. By the time that you see this, no, you won't see the unboxing, but you'll see the unboxing probably a few days after you see this whip and chat. You might see it before. I'm not really sure in what order things are going to be uploaded, but the Mrs. Butter D kit is Christmas because there's a nutcracker in it and some other stuff, but it's such a bright, fun kit that I would work on it outside of Christmas. This one, I knew I did not want to work on past Christmas. So that is what this is. This is called From Santa, and it is by Marilyn Cazenave, I think. I've never done any artwork by this artist, but I believe she does a lot of like animal artwork. But Ari found this kit and she really liked it, so that is the one that we are working on today. Accessories. I don't have my Jingle Drills tray yet. I will be ordering that probably tomorrow, actually. So I am using my Drills and Chills tray. I love this tray. This one has the deep sides. This was the one from 2025. But I got the one with tall sides, and so I am an oral pourer. So I'll show you kind of the difference in this video really quick. So this is the regular, like original tray with the regular sides, and then this is the one that has the tall sides. I probably will never go back to the regular sides again. Like, as long as we have a tall sides option, I'll be doing that. In my single placer, I have these chocolate caramel peanut cluster snap dots. I just changed those out yesterday. And then in my multi-placer, I have my golden vanilla custom putty from Pure Bliss Wax Co., which you can still purchase that over on her Etsy shop. So I'll make sure that that's linked down below. It should be. I've been linking it in every video. And then the coverminder, you can buy the coverminder with the putty if you want the set. And this is the coverminder that goes with that putty. If you only want the putty, that is also an option, but you cannot buy just the coverminder. I did have someone ask me that. You will have to buy either the coverminder putty set, or you can buy just the putty. Oh, and then my pen is, of course, my Harley Quinn pen. At some point, I will purchase new pens from Diamond Pen Pal, and then we'll switch them out. I still cannot find my unicorn pen, which really bums me out, but I can't find it, so I haven't been able to use it. But we're going to use the Harley Quinn pen. It has the Snap Dots single placer, like on one single placer, metal placer. I just order these when I order Snap Dots. You can request a custom order. I have like 6 of these tips at this point, because at one point, I have a ton of pens, but this one seems to be my favorite pen to use. And so I bought enough that I had one of these placers for each pen. I hope that makes sense. Which I do still have enough for each pen that I own. But you can do, like, you can ask for just these. That's what I did, and I just paid for a bunch of these. But you can also just order them when you order a pack of the regular Snap Dots. And then this is the Diamond Art Club 4-placer, which I will be getting a 6-placer very soon. So that is exciting. Okay. The section we're going to be working on is right here, so I'm going to zoom you in, and then I'm going to start my timer, and then we're going to begin. And then we're going to begin. So, okay, now that you're all zoomed in, this is the section we're going to be working on. We are going to talk for about an hour, so if I finish this section, then we'll move over to this one. I will just caveat this with, I am doing everything but the dog first, so the way that my release paper looks right now is a little weird, or not release paper, but these are the preferred cover sheets. I love this from Diamond Art Club. I don't know where I'm going to put her. I think we're just going to move her over because I don't use her on this because of where I put my tray. Okay, so hello again. How are you? I should have asked that first. How are you? I hope that everyone is well. If you're new here, hello, I'm Neva. Welcome. We love to have you. And if you're coming back, welcome back. Let me start my timer. This is my cozy corner of the internet, and we love to have you here. This is my weekly WIP and chat. WIP, WIP, stands for work in progress, and this one is mine. I've already showed a picture of the cute little dog. I'm just picking a color here so we can get started. And chat simply stands for chat. We're going to just talk for the next hour or so, and I'm trying to put my microphone somewhere where I know you can hear me, and that's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do. So this is just our little WIP and chat, and we're going to catch up on life, on reading, on all the things. I tend to talk about a little bit of everything during these, so that is great. So I hope that everyone is having a wonderful day. Happy Thanksgiving to those that celebrate, that are maybe in America, or maybe you've moved somewhere but are American and are celebrating American Thanksgiving. We are going to my brother's house tonight. We did a birthday dinner with all the siblings, my dad, my partner, and my grandma last night at a restaurant. And then I'm trying to think. And then we did, and then we're doing a little, like a smaller family Thanksgiving, just my dad, the siblings, and my partner, and then my daughter, obviously. And then Saturday, we're supposed to have our big family get together, but it's supposed to storm, so there's been some up in the air about whether people are going to be driving. It is about a 45-minute drive, I think, from my house, where I live, to the town that we go to, my hometown, to have Thanksgiving, or to have our family holidays. And so there was some discourse about, depending on how much snow we accumulated, as to whether people were comfortable driving. So I don't know what's really going on. I was part of a group chat that I was kind of like, okay, well, it is what it is. I don't drive, so it's kind of I rely on other people. So if other people aren't comfortable going, then we probably won't risk it, and we will just either not have Thanksgiving, which has happened before, or we will postpone it and have it closer to Christmas, where we'll kind of do 2 holidays in December. We've done that before as well. So let me know down below what you're doing, or if you're not doing anything, that's perfectly fine as well. We don't really do the traditional Thanksgiving thing with my family, because we recognize this holiday as it is. So we kind of we have always done it the weekend after Thanksgiving, and then we also kind of just treat it as a dinner, a big family dinner, as opposed to a holiday. It's just that it happens that people can travel during this time because of it being recognized as a holiday, and so we kind of take advantage of that part. So that is what we're doing for Thanksgiving. Otherwise, we would just be home for Thanksgiving. Nothing is open really today, so there's that. So I hope that you are having a relaxing day, even if you do not celebrate this holiday. I hope that you got the day off, and that you are hanging out and doing whatever. I tried to find the Macy's Day Parade, but I couldn't find it like streaming anywhere that I pay for. So I'm gonna have to look next year and like ahead of time and see where it is streaming so that we can watch that. I am going to be making our Christmas movie like bingo board for the year, because now it's officially time to start watching Christmas movies. And we don't have like I don't have a ton of streaming services, but we do have Disney Plus. And so I tend to just utilize Disney Plus. Plus, there are some good holiday movies on there, like for me and Ari to watch. So, and my partner, for all of us to watch together. And so I know like the Jonas Brothers movie came out. Ari and I watched part of it. She wasn't super interested, but I want to finish it, and so I think I'm going to add it to the list. But then there just are some like classic movies. Ari asked to watch Home Alone and Home Alone 2. I am not a huge Home Alone person, but for Ari, I'll watch it. I don't really enjoy Home Alone. They weren't movies that we watched like growing up really. I knew what they were, but like I never watched them really like growing up. And so I watched them as an adult, and I don't know, it just seems ridiculous that you would leave a whole child behind. I just don't. The premise of the movie never really made sense to me, and so it was kind of hard for me to like suspend my disbelief, I guess. And I think part of that is because I didn't really watch them until after I was a parent, and so I was just like, I know y'all did not do a whole head count and still left an entire child behind. Like, come on. So yeah, that just seems crazy to me. But we watch like the Muppets Christmas Carol every year. That's actually one of my favorite movies. We do tend to watch The Nightmare Before Christmas, because to me that is a Christmas movie and a Halloween movie, and so I take advantage of watching that movie both times of the year. And then I'm just gonna look through Disney Plus and just see like what other movies there are. We could watch like the Santa Claus and other ones. I need to see if like the classic like Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, if I can stream those somewhere. I'm going to also check my Amazon Prime subscription, because I do have Prime Video, because I have Amazon Prime. So I'm going to check that as well, just because if I have it, I'll take advantage of it, and we will watch as many Christmas movies as we can. Let me think. I am working through my Gilmore Girls rewatch. I do that every single year. I started in the fall. I started August 1st. So we're getting closer. I've watched a couple of like the fall winter episodes. But what I tend to do around Christmas time is specifically look up the ones that are Christmas time ones, and I just watch those as I'm like finishing, my main watch through. As far as other watch throughs, I am working back through Grey's Anatomy. It's slow going, y'all, because I know of a lot of the devastation, like in the first like 15-ish seasons. I just need to get myself to go through like the COVID seasons or the pandemic seasons, because I stopped watching when we started going into that. I also found that as we were losing like OG characters and introducing new ones, I wasn't really what's the word I'm looking for? Relating to or connecting with the newer characters. I don't know. I did like Maggie, like when she was introduced, which I guess I should say, if you've never seen Grey's Anatomy and you plan on watching it, you're not gonna know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna give any like major spoilers, but at this point the show's been on for 20 years. So yeah, I like when Maggie was introduced, I did not like her character. I'll be real. But as I kind of warmed up to her. I liked her character a bit more. Yeah, I don't know. I tend to get really attached to like original characters, and then when we have a lot of switch out, which I understand that like with a show like Grey's Anatomy, you have to have new interns that are coming in, which makes sense to the storyline, but when it feels like we're then only following the new interns, sometimes I get a little bit like, I just kind of get disenchanted and I like lose interest, you know? And honestly, so many of like, there's just so much like death and destruction in Grey's Anatomy that, yeah, I find myself watching to a certain season and then leaving again. So I am working through that rewatch as well, just because I do like the show up to like a certain point. This is going so quickly. We might have to start a new section, friends. But yeah, I have been watching that. And then, I'm trying to think. I've been watching just like a lot of documentaries. I go through these stages where I just watch like a bunch of like true crime documentaries. Netflix has a pretty good selection of true crime documentaries. We finished watching Dancing with the Stars. Tuesday was the last episode, and so proud of Robert Irwin. He won, and I know his dad is just like smiling down at him. And like how cool that like that Bindi won 10 years ago and then he won. You know, I just think that that's, oh, I'm putting these on the wrong one. Shoot. Okay, hold on, friends. I'm putting these on the wrong color. Or the wrong, I'm putting these on X and they should be going on H. It's fine. I didn't lay down too many, thank God. But yeah, how cool that Bindi won 10 years ago. Because I'm pretty sure she won 2015. And then Robert won in 2025. I just think that that's such like, they already have like such a wonderful like family legacy. So I just think it's so cool that they have this to go on as well. And I think that everyone else did wonderfully. Like, I'm really proud of, like, Alex Earl and Elaine. Like, Elaine made it to the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that that's so commendable. So, yeah, I'm really proud of everyone that participated, like, regardless of, like, when they left. I know that there was discourse about, like, certain people. I just don't take Dancing with the Stars that seriously, I guess. Like, it's wonderful whoever wins and stuff, but I just don't take it. I'm really, really proud of Robert. Like, I thought that it was going to be between him and Alex, and that's kind of what ended up happening. But I just don't take it that seriously. Like, at the end of the day, the only prize, truly, that the stars get is like the Mirrorball trophy, right? They get to keep the Mirrorball trophy and like display it for until the next year or the next season. But like they don't win the money. Like the money that they win is given. Like there is a money, like a monetary prize, but it's given to charity. So, you know, I think it's fine. But yeah, I really enjoyed watching this season. We watched it from start to finish, and I just really loved it. I like seeing the stars that they had this season. I always am so intrigued by the people that are picked, and I think that it was really cool that like someone who's only known for TikTok was picked. I just think that that's kind of where we are like in the world as far as like influencing and celebrity and things like that. I do think that there are influencers that are kind of celebrities in their own right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I was really happy to see Alex Earl on this season. So, let me know your thoughts down below if you watched Dancing with the Stars. Let me think. What other life things are happening? talked about shows at this point, because I just don't watch a lot of like new shows. Like I said, I've been watching a lot of documentaries just because I love a good documentary. Also, they're usually only like an hour or so long. Like, I can usually, even like a docu-series, it's like, 2 or 3 episodes, usually I can finish in a couple of hours. And they're nice to kind of turn on in the background to like listen to while I'm like diamond painting or like cooking dinner or whatever. Some of these symbols, I might have to pull up my digital copy of this. So the symbols on this kit, for some reason, it's almost like they didn't print all the way. So I did talk to Diamond Art Club, and I'm saying this here because when you see my unboxing, I make a comment that the symbols look clear, because up where I'm working right now, the symbols are very clear at the top of this canvas. But at the bottom of the canvas, when I started working on it, they were not clear. So I emailed Diamond Art Club, and they were very gracious and actually answered really fast, because it took me like 3 hours to kit up this diamond painting kit. And I did it over last weekend, which would have been 24-hour sprints weekend. And I was like, well, I'm on sprints, I'll kit this up on Friday so that I can work on it Friday night, like part of Friday night, and then most of Saturday, right? So I've been putting in a couple of hours a day working on this kit, and it's going really fast. It is rounds, so that's part of it. Also, I've only been working on square kits, so I forgot how quickly rounds can actually go, because this isn't like a small kit. It's not huge, but it, like my Christmas candy shop one, is much bigger, but this one is, I would say, like a mid-sized kit. Like, it's a medium-sized diamond painting, and it's just working up really fast. But I know a big part of that is because I'm doing rounds. Well, I messaged Diamond Art Club, and I was like, hey, unfortunately, like, when I started working on this kit, the symbols are not clear. Like, it's almost like they didn't print all the way. So they asked me to send a photo, which I did. I sent a photo of the section that I was working on, and they emailed me back and were like, we're so sorry for the inconvenience, like, we will figure this out. So I did not want a brand new canvas, honestly, like, and I was hoping that was not going to be the solution that they gave me, because I was willing to work on this canvas. I just needed some way to differentiate some of the symbols on the canvas. And they emailed me back, and I emailed them at, like, it was very late. It was like 11, maybe like midnight my time, which would have been like Eastern time, like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, right? And they were very quick to answer my email, and they were like, well, we're going to send you a digital copy of the canvas, so that you can, like, zoom in. So they sent it to me as a PDF, which I pulled up into, like, Google Sheets or whatever, and I was able, which I may export the sheet and pull it into like one of my note-taking apps so I can, like, mark up on it, but I pulled it in, and if I zoom in on it, I can see all of the symbols, and so that helped at least with knowing, like, where symbols are. And I've been referencing that because, like I said, I didn't want a brand new canvas. I was willing to work on the canvas that I have, because the canvas itself is good quality. It's sticky. Like, there was nothing wrong with the canvas other than that some of the symbols looked super muddy. And it truly just looked like maybe a printer, like the ink or something had run out. Like, that's really what it looked like. It just looked like they hadn't quite darkened, like they hadn't transferred as dark as they should have. But yeah, they were very gracious, sent me a digital copy of it, and I've been just flying through this kit since then. I just was really concerned about putting down the wrong drills, like drills in the wrong spots. thinking that it was one symbol when it was another one, you know. So that's that. Okay, so we've kind of moved into diamond painting, so let's talk about that. Like I said, I'm working on this kit for jingle drills. This is actually like my piece that I'm actually doing for jingle drills. Like, this is the one that I'll put in for like prizes and stuff. And I've been watching the videos. I did start a little bit late, but I'll definitely get this done before December 31st, because I'm pretty sure that's when it ends, is December 31st. And then after I do this one, I will do the Christmas Candy Shop by Mrs. Butter D. So I've never done a Mrs. Butter D kit. I've seen a lot of other people do them, and I have a lot of them like on my wish list to do, because I think that her kits are very bright and colorful. I love her art style. I've had people in my family pick out diamond painting kits that they want me to make for them for Christmas of 2026. And one of my sisters actually picked a couple of Mrs. Butter D kits as ones that she would possibly like to hang up. I know that some of the Mrs. Butter D kits are rounds and some are squares. This seems to be like a discourse with people who love Mrs. Butter D. I'm not going to be one to I am not one to buy diamond painting kits off D-Stash. First of all, I've seen people just hike prices up on diamond painting kits that they don't even want, simply because they are rare to get, and I'm truly of the belief that if I see a diamond painting kit and it's unavailable or it's been discontinued, it comes off my wish list. Now, if it's just unavailable, like if it gives me the option of being notified, like, okay, so on Diamond Art Club, which is what I'm going to talk about, because where was this one? I'll put it here because I actually don't know where it was. Diamond Art Club is what I'm going to talk about specifically, because that's where I buy most of my diamond painting kits. Diamond Art Club gives you an option to be notified if things come back into stock. If I click on it and it says that it's a discontinued product, it just comes out of my wish list, because then I will forget about it. I'll be real. If it is one that could come back in stock, I don't usually turn on notifications for restock, only because I am in a high enough tier on Diamond Art Club that I get a restock notification saying like, hey, we've had 50 kits restock, and then I will go through and I'll look and see if any of the kits that restocked were ones that I wanted. The only time that I have ever hit notify me when it's restocked or notify me when it's in stock is if I'm specifically looking for a kit and I know that I have like the money to purchase that kit. Like, I've set aside the money, which I did do in like 2024. There were a couple of kits that I ordered in 2024 that I did turn on the like notify me option, and then like they send you an email. And that was like because I had actually set aside money for a couple of very specific kits that I wanted to work on or gift or whatever. But otherwise I don't do that. Like, I will, when I have the money to go buy, what am I trying to say? When I have the money to buy kits, then I just go in and I look through usually like my purchased next wish list first. Those are ones that I know that I want and that I need to like kind of try to purchase as soon as possible so that I have them in my stash. And then I just go through and I like look through. Maybe I know that I'm going to need Christmas kits soon, so I'll look through that. Or maybe I know I'll need, spooky season kits soon, so I'll look through that. I do want to get as many Randall Spanglers as I can off of Diamond Art Club, but if I've already missed them, like I just cleaned out all my wish lists like a month ago or so, and basically what I did was if it said it was a discontinued product, it came off the wish list. Because then all I'm looking at are kits that could be restocked or kits that are stocked. So that way I don't suffer from like the FOMO, like, oh, I need to go find this on a D-stash. I'm not going to go find kits on D-stash. I'm not in any D-stash groups. I was, like, when I first started diamond painting, I was in a couple, and I just felt like it was such, like, a scalpers kind of thing where, like, we jack up the prices and because we know that someone will buy it. I'm not going to pay above retail for any kit. I don't even need you to necessarily, like, knock the price down. That's not even what I'm asking for. I'm not even asking you to sell it for less than retail. But if the kits have been opened, now I understand that we do have to open them to make sure that, like, we have the correct drills and things like that. I even do that. So, like, every kit that I've ever owned has been opened. Okay? Even if I wasn't sure if I was going to work on the kit. Okay? So, which I've worked on every kit that I've had. But even if I was like, I don't know when I'm going to work on this, I do open them. I do look. I do make sure that, like, the canvas is correct, that the diamonds, like the drills match the canvas, because there have been mix-ups before. Not for me, but I have seen, like, where there have been mix-ups for other people, where maybe they had the kits in, like, they checked their drills and they, like, got the wrong, like, somehow accidentally, like, the wrong drills were put in their box. And so I do always check that, and then I usually put the drills back. I do my canvases different than anyone I've ever seen. I actually lay my canvases out. I like them to be as flat as possible before I start working on them. Some people are like, well, that's counterintuitive because I roll my canvases if they don't fit on my table. But what y'all don't see is that when I go to re-roll the canvas, I actually will kind of snap it out so that it gets flat again before I roll it, and then I, like, lift up the plastic sheeting to help it to flatten out. But I like to work on my canvases as flat as possible. Like, you can see, like, this is very flat because that's the best way for me to work on my canvases without feeling frustrated. So I will take my canvases out of the box and I will lay them out so that they can flatten, like, self-flatten. So as much as they're going to. And then I help them along if they need it. But I usually will put the drills back in the box. I think that what I'm going to actually be doing is getting a basket or a bucket of some kind to put all of the drills in because I'm going to be getting some kind of binder system. Diamond Paintings with Laura, she has a binder system that she uses for all of her sticker sheets, and she links all of the materials that she uses. She links them in the video, and I went on to Amazon and I grabbed all the links. I think they're affiliate links. I hope they are because I want to help her channel if I can. But I, like, grabbed all the things that she linked and I put them in my Amazon cart, and I will be ordering them in 2026 because it's just such a good way to do it. She uses a binder system, and then what she does is, like, even these ones, which these are the newer sticker sheets, right? So they come small, and then obviously I've already kitted this kit up because I'm working on it, but then your sticker sheets are like this. So they're not very big. Like, they're very small sticker sheets, which I love, but that means that I can take this, oops, sorry, I'm sure that was loud when I knocked over my microphone, but you can take this and she just slips it into one of the sleeves. And there are still some Diamond Art Club kits that come with, like, that original sticker sheet. If they're older kits, like, there are a couple of kits that are in stock that I want to order that come with the older sticker sheets. You can usually tell by, like, scrolling through the product photos. It will show you. But yeah, my goal for 2026 for diamond painting is to collect as many of the Randall Spanglers as I can. Now, I'm not ever going to have all of them because I'm not going to be willing to go on D-Stash to find them, but I really love Randall Spangler. I've done, I think, 3 of his paintings, and I just love his dragonlings. I don't necessarily need, like, the other stuff that he's done. Like, he did, like, I I think it's like a puppy Christmas or something, but it's a Christmas tree that's made of dogs. And I think that that one is super cute, and I do have it saved like in my Christmas wish list. But like if I never got my hands on that one, it would be okay. Like it is Randall Spangler, so like I would buy it because it's Randall Spangler. Um, but I don't necessarily know that I would buy it if it was not Randall Spangler. I hope that makes sense. So basically what I did was I just go through on Diamond Art Club, and I type in Randall Spangler, because you can type in, if they're licensed through Diamond Art Club, you can just type in like the artist, or if you're looking for something specific like a SpongeBob painting or something, you can type that in and it'll pop up. And I just typed in Randall Spangler, and I just went through all of the kits, even the ones that were out of stock, as long as they didn't say discontinued product. If I hadn't bought them, I added them to my list. And that's just because, like I said, I would love to have just a nice stash of Randall Spangler. I also just think that Randall Spangler is such a he is a fun artist to work on. He has one that's like a poster of Dragonlings. It's like poster size. It's Dragonlings, and it's numbers 1 through 10, and I'm thinking about getting that one and making it for my nephew. But like to hang up for his mom, my sister, obviously, to hang up in his room. But I love Randall Spangler. I just think that he's awesome. I have a few other artists that I really like. I don't remember her name, but the artist that did the Not Your Alice kit that I did in October, I have saved a lot of her art. She does a lot of grimdark, like spooky season art. All of it is very dark art. So, because like the Alice kit was really dark, but it was so fun to work on because it looks like it's just a bunch of tones of like gray and white, but there was like a lot of black in it. There was a lot of brown. Like there were just a lot of other colors that kind of blended together to make this really awesome photo. And I loved working on it. I thought that it was a fun piece to work on. It was like dark, but not like so dark that it was horrid to work on. So yeah, and plus there were like pops of like red and stuff in that one. So I have a bunch of her artwork saved. But yeah, I'm not doing Black Friday buying. I'm just not a huge Black Friday, Cyber Monday person. I have in the past done Cyber Monday or Black Friday / Cyber Monday, especially since like 2020 where everything was online, right? For small business, but I don't buy from like large corporations like Walmart and stuff like that. I don't usually buy through Black Friday just because honestly, like, yeah, like y'all have deals, but they're not what people think. It's really just that they jack the pricing up right before Black Friday, and then a lot of times they sit at like retail or just below retail, because they can say, oh no, our retail was this much and then we gave you 20% off, but then like when the holiday is over it goes back to kind of like the same pricing. I never really felt or understood like the hype behind like Black Friday, unless you're buying from small business. Like in my experience, small businesses do actually do really good Black Friday deals usually. So if you're buying things for your family from small business, then yeah, I say go for it. Diamond Art Club started as small business, so yeah, I just tend to buy off like Etsy and stuff if I'm going to participate in Black Friday, but I haven't even really participated in Black Friday in the last few years because at the end of the day, if I'm going to buy from small business, I'm okay with paying like whatever pricing is their usual pricing. And honestly, a lot of small businesses run sales throughout the year as well. Usually like their Black Friday sale, like small business Black Friday sales are like the best deals all year or whatever. but most of them, especially if they run through like Etsy, you can do coupon codes and stuff in Etsy. I've gotten 10% off codes from Etsy shops, like small business Etsy shops, for like grabbing something and putting it in my cart and then being like, okay, I'll buy this in like a couple days. And then a couple days later, when I go to buy it, the shop itself has given me like 10% off or whatever, which that usually at least pays like your tax and sometimes your shipping, if you get like the 10% off code. So yeah, just buy, if you're gonna do Black Friday, I would just buy from small business, me personally. But yeah, I've never really, like, I think I participated 1 year in a Black Friday sale, and it was with my mom, and I was like, dude, this is actually ridiculous, like how serious people get about Black Friday deals. Like, it's really not like that serious. Like, shoving people out of the way is crazy work, in my opinion. And so it just, I don't know, it just never had like the appeal of like lining up outside of Target or Walmart or wherever to grab like the best deals of the season. Like, it just, no. So yeah, let me know if y'all do Black Friday. Like I said, I tend to do like online stuff, so technically that would be like Cyber Monday, but also like Black Friday starts, I don't know, it's so weird because I feel like the pandemic really changed the way that Black Friday and Cyber Monday work, because you used to, like, when Black Friday, right, you would get like certain deals online, but there were like exclusive to Black Friday, like must be in the store type deals too. And I feel like 2020 changed that because we didn't have the option to do it that way. Like, a lot of people were just ordering things to be delivered or ordering online. And so Black Friday, so now, like, I feel like since 2020, it's become Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Like, it's all one, like, just one big giant, like, weekend sale. And so I just don't find it necessary to go to the store to participate. That is my rant on Black Friday. But yeah, let me think. Is there anything else that we could talk about? We talked kind of about diamond painting and stuff. I probably will do like a diamond painting goals video. I don't really have, like, I worked through most of my stash in 2025. So I have 2 kits that are like kitted up. Technically, I kit one down into baggies. But I have 2 kits that are like pulled out and have been worked on. That is a Batman kit, and then another kit that I don't talk about on my channel because it is an HP kit that was gifted to me. I'm really disappointed in that kit. The drills are trash. Well, the drills are fine. It's the drill field because it is an older kit. And so that's kind of what I'm chalking this up to. This, like, oh, I'm scared I'm going to run out of this color. Friends. But I'm chalking it up to it being an older kit, but it doesn't make it enjoyable for me to work on. And the drill field is just very gappy. The diamonds, like, move around a lot. I'm not super happy with the kit, and so it's been put away for now. The Batman kit is a lot of black, so y'all haven't seen me work on it. I did start it, like, when I was waiting for my Jingle Drills kits to come. But y'all never saw me work on it simply because, like, I didn't do a whip and chat last Sunday because last Sunday I really only had that one to do it with. Because this one was, like, not quite, like, it was kitted up, but I also had 24-hour sprints. And sometimes if I don't, and I usually film my whip and chat on Thursdays, so because I hadn't gotten it filmed because I didn't have my kits on Thursday, I just didn't do one last week for that reason. And unfortunately, that's just because I'm not going to make people watch me lay down a whole bunch of black diamonds. Like, it's boring for me to do. So I just don't feel like it would be at all enjoyable for other people to, like, watch that. So yeah, I opted to not do a WIP and chat last week. But as long as I have, like, these bright kits to do, yeah. So I worked through most of my stash last year, like, in 2025, and because of that, my goals for diamond painting in 2025 are different. I'll do, like, a whole video on my goals because I do have them written out, but essentially my goal is to get a stash back up to, like, a manageable amount, and in doing that, I want to have enough kits that I have variety, like, that I can pick kits, but I also want to have kits that I can do for the seasons. So I do drills and chills every year. I do jingle drills every year. So I want to have Christmas and Halloween kits that I can work on for those two events. But I would like to branch out. I would like to purchase some Hannah Lynn kits from her website. I know she's also licensed through, like, Oraloa, and I think there's someone else. Is it Diamond Dots? I think it's Diamond Dots, but I could be wrong. I know she's licensed through Oraloa for sure. Maybe I'll buy a couple of the kits off there, but she has, on her website, she has the entire collection of her Alice in Wonderland series, and when she was licensed through Diamond Art Club, which I know she's not anymore, and I know there's a big controversy, I'm aware of it, I bought the White Rabbit, and I bought it because it was, at the time, the only one in stock, and then right after I bought it was when all of the stuff between the two of them happened, and so then I was like, okay, well, I don't know where else to buy Hannah Lynn, and at the time, I think she may have been licensed through Oraloa, but I didn't know enough about Oraloa to know if I wanted to buy kits from them. I hadn't seen a lot of, like, Oraloa unboxings. I've seen a lot in this past year, but then a month or so ago, I was researching, and I was like, where can I buy Hannah Lynn kits? Because I really wanted to at least get my hands on the full collection of Alice kits, because I just love them. I just think that they're so cute, and I wanted them. And I know that, like, she did, like, a Dorothy one as well. I'm kind of hoping that at some point she releases those, the Wizard of Oz ones, because I would buy those as well. But I just typed in Hannah Lynn paintings. Now, I know that Hannah Lynn has also had her artwork stolen from her before, and so I was a little skeptical when I first looked, and it said, like, HannahLynnDiamondPaintings.com or something. And so I was like, well, let me go to Facebook, because I'm in, like, the Hannah Lynn Facebook group. I have been for a very long time, and she said that that was her website. So I was like, okay, cool. So I was looking through, and she has, like, versions of these where they're, like, super blinged out, so that, like, you get a bunch of enhancements, like, without having to go, like, purchase your own. You just pay a bit more for the enhancement versions. So the only thing that stops me from getting the enhancements is that a lot of the enhancement versions, I think she calls them, like, bling kits or something, they all have, like, more than 10 ABs. And if I can find, I have my crayon here. These, I love these. These are my wax pretty placers. I love my pretty placers. And honestly, pretty placers are great for laying ABs because they don't rip off the coating. But I am going to be trying I think it's called Ghost, but it is a wax alternative that I found on Etsy by accident. I was actually looking for something that wouldn't rip off the ABs because Pretty Placer, their Etsy shop is on vacation, because I wish I had bought more of the Pretty Placers in 2023. when I was buying these, because I only bought 2 because I didn't know if I would like them, and I wish I had just stocked up on them. I am going to get like a crayon sharpener so that I can sharpen my pretty blazers, but my pretty blazers work really well for laying down ABs. Any other kind of like fairy dust or anything like that, I don't have an issue laying with like a regular pin. But then I found this thing called Ghost, and Ghost is supposedly a putty alternative that won't rip your ABs off. So I'm hoping, some of these are so low that I'm afraid I'm going to run out. Oh, if I run out, I'm going to be so upset, but it's okay. Anyway, I'll just have to message General Art Club if I run out, because some of these are low enough, I'm afraid I'm going to run out. But these pretty blazers work. I'm about to lay some ABs right here. But they work really well to lay ABs, but I will say that I do need to get a sharpener, because I notice that the duller they get, the harder it is to pick ABs up with them. My fairy dust diamonds and like iridescents, which I've never worked with an iridescent, but the Mrs. Butter D kit has an iridescent in it. Those ones are easy enough to pick up with a regular pen, but like in regular like wax or putty alternative, like my dots, my snap dots, which are just scented glue dots. But I want something that I can put into a regular pen. Now, they've said that like you should stock up more than one pen and like let it sit overnight. So like whenever I order this, what I'll do is I will stock up a couple of my pens that I don't like use regularly, because I have some Enablers Outpost pens that I ordered last year that I like, but they're too long, like pen wise, like they're too long this way. I like the width and like the girth of them, but they're too, that sounded dirty, but they're too long for my hand, so I always feel like I'm going to drop them. Alright, we have a few more, like 10 more minutes, so I'm going to start a second section, but this is the section that I got done. But let me think, what was I saying? I don't know. Oh, I am going to move y'all over a little bit so that you can see the next section I'm going to work on. But I don't use them regularly just because they're too long for my hand. Oops. So I can stock those up with the like Ghost or whatever it's called. I'm trying to see how to set it also, because I'm going to work on this section, but I'm only going to do the background because, like I said, I'm leaving the dog for last. That's what Ari wanted me to do, so that's what I'm doing. Okay. So we're going to do this little section here, and I will use my little coverminder. Anyhow, I'm not going to finish this section in 12 minutes, but I thought that that would take me closer to an hour to complete that section. But anyhow, you want to let it sit overnight, they said, because then it gets tacky. Okay, so we're not doing the hat. So we're going to start like here with the X. Okay. Sorry, friends. I needed to look and see where I needed to start because I don't want to do the dog or the hat. So I'm doing everything else first. I've never done a diamond painting in this way. I've seen other people do it this way where they do like the focus is like the last thing that they do. I've just never done it this way. So it's kind of a learning experience for me. Yeah, I usually just do rows. So anyway, like I said, I wanted to find an alternative. And if I can't find anything that will work, then I will just use my pretty placers until they're gone. I hope that they come back, like that the pretty placers shop comes back. They are a little spendy. I think they were like $15 or $16 for a crayon, but like they're handmade. They're 100% diamond painting wax. I think at one point they were even selling like just the wax on its own. Which is cool because that means that, like, that theoretically that wax is the same wax that they were using for the pretty placer pens. Now, I will say this. With my pretty placers, I place much lighter. I'm a pretty heavy placer, like with an actual pen, so I don't know that I would have used up like a plate or a cube of their wax, just simply because I think I think that it wouldn't have been utilized well. It's the same reason I don't buy patty wax anymore. I have 2 bricks of patty wax, and I basically just use it as a scent. I will just set it out to be used because I need a wax alternative like my Snap Dots that accommodate for the fact that I'm a heavy placer. Now, patty wax, super sticky, that has worked for me, but it doesn't come scented. So I would like to buy some patty wax. Trying to see if there's any more X's. I don't think there are. I would like to buy some super sticky, like in a tin, but it doesn't come scented. So yeah, but I do like patty wax. I think it's a good brand. Because I ordered like the little cubes of patty wax. Here, I can show you one. So I have this one. This is the Butterbeer scent, and I have used it, like you can see, like on the back. And then I have this one, which is the Polyjuice Potion scent. And again, I've used it, but it's just the wax. I push too hard for regular scented patty wax. It's a softer wax. But when I got that, they sent me a little teeny tiny cube. It was like this big, and it was like a little sample size of patty wax, super sticky. And I used it. Like I used it, I think, for like 6 months before it ran out. And I was like, I need to buy more of this super sticky, and then I just never did. But the super sticky does work for me. I just really like the fun scents and stuff. So I just learned to use putty in my multi-placer, and I just use the Snap Dots in my single placer. I have also used like the chonky Snap Dots, but sometimes they don't work the best for me. The chonky ones, and so I do prefer a wax, or not a wax. I prefer a putty in my multi-placer. So that's what I use. I use putty in my multi-placer from different companies, and I use the Snap Dots in my single placer, and I have like winter putty and I have summer putty. So I use Randa's Crafty Corner putty in the summertime because it gets really hard in the winter, and then I use the Pure Bliss. What is it? Pure Bliss. I always say it wrong. That's why I'm looking. Pure Bliss Wax Co. Putty in the wintertime because it's a very soft putty, so it's too soft for me to use here in the summer, but it is perfect for the winter because it stays soft in the wintertime. So I will be stocking up on those because they're my favorite. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. I don't know that I really have anything else to talk about. I guess we can talk about books really quick. I feel like y'all are bored of me talking about books because I feel like I have very like book centered content on this channel as well. Like I try to keep the content kind of separated from itself, except in my cozy hobby vlogs, which there will be a cozy hobby vlog coming next week. You'll see this vlog first, maybe. I don't know. Oh no, you'll see my cozy hobby vlog first, and then you'll see this. But by the time you see this, there will have been a cozy hobby vlog that went up on Friday because these go up on Sundays. And I hope you guys enjoy that. Let me know if there's anything specific in the cozy hobby vlogs you would prefer to see, but it's just me talking about like what I've read. They're kind of week in the life style because it's like what I've read, what games I've played, if I've been diamond painting. So it's a place where I can talk about all of the cozy hobbies in one spot, because I do have like WIP and chats that are specifically diamond painting, and I have like my coffee coffee and book chats. They're specifically me talking about books. And then at some point, another goal for 2026 is to get I don't remember what my brother called it, but it's a card that goes into my Switch, and it would allow me to, like, grab gaming footage and then import it onto my computer. I don't know what it's called. I have to ask him. A graphics card, maybe? I don't remember. But this would allow me to play my Switch on my TV, or play it handheld, and then still, like, give y'all footage from that. I am going to, there will be in this Cozy Hobbies vlog some footage of, like, my camera recording straight off my Switch screen and, like, me playing in tabletop mode, because I tried to get some footage of me, like, playing on my TV, and I could not get, like, a good angle with my camera to film my TV screen. So that was my alternative, was to set it up tabletop mode and do it that way. So hopefully y'all enjoy that. There will be some footage of me playing Wildflowers, I think, and also Disney Dreamlight Valley, I think. Because Disney Dreamlight Valley is a much more enjoyable game now that they've fixed some of the major bugs. I bought it when it was, like, beta, because you could get, like, the Founders packs and stuff. So I bought it then when you could get Founders packs, and as much as I loved the Founders packs, and I'm grateful that I was able to get those, the game was kind of, like, unplayable, honestly. It's not anymore. Like, it's definitely a playable game now, so that's awesome. But yeah, I think that's really all that I have for this WIP and chat. We got quite a bit done, so let me zoom you out. Sorry if you got seasick. So we got all of this section here done. So, like, this ornament, and then all of this, like, leafy, like, foliage here. We got all of that done. Oopsie. Put my finger in the diamonds. And then we got a good portion of this background here done. Like I said, I'm doing everything around the dog first. I should have done that here, and I got scared on this section. Let me see if I can move you. On the section that's here, I, like, got scared, so I'm gonna have to go back and, like, do it. But I got scared about not knowing how to do it, so I kind of took a chance on this. But obviously I'm gonna do, like, this whole background, and then I'll move down here and do this background and like that. So yeah, I don't know if you'll see a new kit next week. You might, because I may have finished this one by the time that it's time to film another WIP and chat. But if you don't, then you'll see this kit again. I'm kind of hoping to have this one done before the next WIP and chat, but if I don't, then you'll see this one again. But I will do a full post review on this one. Yeah, but that's all that I really have for this WIP and chat today. So thank you so much for watching. Like if you liked it, and subscribe if you wanna, and go ahead and leave me, like, a cute Christmas emoji down below, or you can leave one of our channel emojis, which is any color heart or the pink bow. You can leave one of those down below, or let me know what you're doing for Thanksgiving. Just whatever you want, leave it down below, and I will see y'all very soon somewhere else on the internet. Bye!